Escalating strategies and Ukraine's quest for an advantage. In the midst of an ongoing conflict with Russia, Ukraine is faced with the challenge of combating an adversary that has raised its age limits for reservist mobilization and is dealing with a shortage of fighting troops. As the war takes a toll on Russia, it reveals the Achilles heel of the Kremlin. The historical significance of high casualty rates in Russia and the Soviet Union adds complexity to the situation, with potential repercussions for the stability of the region. For Russia, maintaining a strong appearance is crucial, but the failure of its initial plans for subjugating Ukraine has forced President Putin to seek alternative measures. The prospect of a general mobilization is met with fear of backlash among the population, as previous partial mobilization efforts sparked protests and triggered an exodus of young men avoiding conscription. The escalating casualties at home and on the front line have not only eroded Russian physical fighting power but also fueled discontent among demoralized troops. As a result, Ukraine seeks more effective ways to confront the conflict, with the focus shifting towards increasing enemy attrition rates rather than solely reclaiming territory. One of the most significant challenges faced by Ukraine is the overwhelming Russian artillery advantage. With a significant superiority in guns, shells, and missiles, Russia poses a formidable threat. The West has provided aid to Ukraine, supplying enormous quantities of ammunition, but the demand still outpaces the supply. The need for increased investment in production becomes evident to ensure a steady stream of resources for Ukraine's defense. Furthermore, air power emerges as a vital asset in Ukraine's arsenal. While immediate influence on the counteroffensive may not be feasible, President Biden must act swiftly to provide Ukraine with the aircraft it urgently requires. Western fears of escalation should be re-evaluated, as Ukraine requires the means to target Russian forces effectively. The ongoing conflict demands a shift in strategy for Ukraine, making it essential to impede Russia's movements and concentrations of forces with impunity. Utilizing domestically manufactured drones and unconventional forces to target Russian territory may not be enough. Ukraine must receive increased quantities of munitions and advanced weaponry to level the playing field and bolster its ability to confront Russian forces. Despite the support provided by the West thus far, a bolder approach is needed to supply Ukraine with the necessary resources for its future in this prolonged war. The risk of a frozen conflict, playing into Putin's hands, looms large if Ukraine cannot maximize its kill rate against Russian forces. In this complex and escalating conflict, Ukraine must maneuver strategically to secure an advantage and defend its sovereignty against an unyielding adversary. The international community's support and decisive actions are vital to shape the outcome of this protracted battle.